You want to find that drive and focus that has you locked in and on fire every single day? My book, The Mirror Motivation, will do it for you. I bought a copy for you. You take care of the shipping. The book is free. Click the link down there. I got you.
DreAllDay.com.
A better show doesn't exist yet because you are now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline that moves you to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, what more? Yes. You get the personal initiative, the go-getter energy that moves you to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. Putting all this together, you get the mindset, the method, the podcast, the philosophy, the book called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day. Welcome to the show. Today's topic is taking ownership of your business. Now, while I do tend to speak in metaphors many times on this show, today's episode this is not a metaphor. I'm talking about those of you who are brand builders, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, freelancers. What I want to talk about here today is taking control over what you're doing. Or even if what you're doing is not going how you want it to be going just yet, you still need to take control over it. Because if it's not going how you want it to go and you have no control, that means you can't do anything about it. Now, if it's not going the way you want and you have control, that means you can change things, you can do something about it. So you want control even if you're not getting the results just yet. That's what we're talking about here today. Now, I've touched on this topic from many different angles in different episodes of this show. So I would suggest first place you go is the workonyourgamepodcast.com, where you can see the archive of all the publicly available episodes. Then you can also go to workonmygame.com. On the homepage, you'll see the audio masterclasses we have available. There's a ton of those that are going to become available over time as we get those up. But those are the two places that you would go. Again, workonyourgamepodcast.com and then workonmygame.com. So even when things are not going your way, you still need to have control. This is related to episode number 1114, where I asked and answered the rhetorical question, how much does social media matter to or for your business? Well, I guess it's not a rhetorical question since I answered it, but you understand the point. Again, that's episode 1114 at workonyourgamepodcast.com. You can listen to that. So today's topic, once again, is taking ownership of your business, knowing what is going on so you can get control over what's going on. The more control you have, the more options you have to make your efforts turn out in your favor, whatever way you want them to turn out. Point number one, be wary of the middleman. Every app, every social media platform, every software service you pay for, even email, all of them are middlemen. Now, I'm not telling you don't use them. I said be wary of them. Be wary of the middleman. The way that you're listening to this right now is probably through a middleman. I mean, you're not on the phone and I'm just saying it directly to you, right? There's some middleman that is involved in you listening to what I'm saying right now, no matter how you got access to it. Or however you came across me was usually through, or not usually, but probably through some middleman. Unless you met me directly in person first and then you start listening to me online, which for 99% of you, I doubt. So the middleman exists and there is value to the middleman, but you must be wary of the middleman's options, the middleman's power, the middleman's abilities to get in the way of what you're doing. Again, I'm not saying don't use it. They may be useful in certain circumstances and in some circumstances even required. I mean, I don't own my own email sending service. So therefore I need a Gmail account and I need whatever other platforms I use to send email. I need those because I don't have any other way to send you an email. They are useful in certain circumstances and even required, at least for now, in other areas. Some areas you have to have it, such as, like I just said, email, such as Apple Podcasts is great for me getting this podcast out to as many people as possible. Understand that if and when you do utilize a middleman, you get into a deal with a middleman, you need to know clearly what purpose this middleman serves. And y'all understand, when I say middleman, I'm not talking necessarily about a human. It could be a service, it could be a platform, it can be an app, or it could be a person. Know what purpose this middleman serves, why they serve this purpose, how they serve this purpose, and you need to know when and how this middleman setup actually ends. When is it over between you and the middleman? Notice that I said use the middleman. Don't let the middleman use you. And this is what I talked about in episode 1114. Don't let these platforms that you are on, that you utilize every day, maybe the first thing you open when you wake up in the morning on your phone before you even kiss your husband or wife good morning, you go open up one of those apps. Make sure the middleman is not using you and that you are using them. Okay? I talked about this again on the social media episode, so go listen to that if you have not. If you are utilizing such a tool that is a middleman, You do the job that you used it for, then you got to be able to put it down and move on. And I mean that metaphorically and also literally. If you can't put the tool down, whatever that tool is, you can't extricate yourself from the middleman's platform or resources, that means they are using you. You're the sucker at the table, as they say in poker. If the last time I heard someone say it, they said if you play poker for 30 minutes and you don't know who the sucker at the table is after 30 minutes of playing poker, that means you're the sucker at the table. And what I explained there in that earlier episode here, and I'll touch on it a little bit here, is that if your whole business is built on a platform which you don't own, you are standing on shaky ground. That means your house is built on sand. I mean, what if a big wave comes in and knocks down that house that's built on sand? What are you going to do? Well, you're not going to do anything. You're probably going to wash out into sea with the house. If that platform that you have your business built on decides arbitrarily, which is how they make their decisions because they own everything, if they decide arbitrarily they don't like you anymore and they just delete your account, or somehow they start throttling your reach to your audience, what are you going to do? Who are you going to complain to? You're going to go get a lawyer? You're going to bitch about it through a feed post on a different platform telling everybody how you've been done wrong and how you're a victim of their arbitrary decision making? What are you going to do? After you're done doing all that, what are you actually going to do? Because your business may be gone. So make sure whatever platforms you are using, you understand that they are a middleman. If you're using a middleman as the end goal, as the end game, you have a problem. But you can fix the problem because you're aware of it. So the worst problem is the one you're not aware exists. The problem that you know exists is a good problem because first of all, when you're aware of something, you can do something about it. And second of all, solving problems, handling challenges, fixing things that need to be fixed, that's what makes you valuable. Most people can't solve problems. Most people don't want to deal with problems because they know that they're too mentally weak to handle them. They don't want to be challenged with the expectation of having to figure them out. But understanding what makes you valuable in the world is your ability to solve problems. See, what makes this podcast valuable is I take some problem that you may or may not have known existed in your mind, and I'm helping you fix it. That's what makes this valuable. That's what makes any YouTube channel you watch, any Netflix show you watch, any person that you know, any job that you have, any product or service you have ever purchased, they are all solving a problem. When you go to the grocery store and you buy food, what problem are they solving? They're solving the problem of you being hungry or having the munchies or knowing that you got to pack your kids' lunches for the week. It's solving a problem. When you go to the bank, it's solving the problem of you don't want to put all your money under a mattress. What's another thing? When you make a friend, it's solving the problem of you not wanting to be alone. Everything that you do is solving some sort of problem for you. And we all have different problems at different times. Sometimes we solve a problem and we do something, we make some decision that solves that problem. And then later on, we regret solving that problem. All right, maybe I should have just let that problem sit for the night and I wouldn't have this problem that I got right now. And I'll let you fill in the blank or whatever that may be. It'll tell you a lot about yourself when you fill that blank in. But anyway, notice that I said use the middleman as a tool so you can do the job that you need it for and then put it down. Don't let the middleman use you. Point number 2. Today's topic is how to take ownership, full ownership and control of your business. And understand that ownership is not just your name being on a paper or you having 100% say in what goes on in the business. Having ownership means you control everything that is going on. And if you give up control, it is at your own decision you give up control, and you can take that control back if and when you need to. That's what I mean when I say taking ownership. So I mean this more in a metaphorical sense, or let's say 50-50 metaphorically and literally. Point number 2, create a direct connection to your end users. This is super important. This is the biggest thing right here. Any of you who's running any type of business, I don't care if you are trying to be a YouTuber, a blogger, if you're trying to build a super big nutrition supplements company with 1,000 employees, if you're a keynote speaker, you just want to give speeches every day, all day, if you want to be an author, if you want to sell information products, if you want to be a full-time podcaster, if you want to be a brand influencer, just has a lot of followers on social media and people pay you just to post ads about their garbage products and maybe some of them are good, understand that a direct connection to your end users is the most valuable asset you can possibly own. I'm gonna say that one more time. And any of you knows a business owner, if you're not one and you know one, ask them, verify what I'm telling you here. Anything I tell you on this show, find someone who you consider to be successful and verify the points that I made. Now, I'm not saying they're always gonna agree with me, but if they disagree, I always have, as I give you every day on the show, I always give you supporting points as to why I believe what I believe. You may not agree with everything I say, but you can't say I don't have reasons for believing it. But anyway, you find a business owner, I guarantee they'll agree with this one right here. All right, this one is not it is an opinion, but it's more than an opinion. I don't know what to call this. This is kind of like a rock solid principle of business. I'm gonna say it one more time just in case you weren't listening the first time or you didn't hear me the other 20 times that I've said it on the show. A direct connection to your end users is the most valuable asset you own in your business. If you do not have a direct connection to your end users for your business, you do not have a business. That's the world that we're in now. And understand that it's becoming more and more like this, that you need a direct connection to whomever your end users are. The middleman should not be in between you and your audience / clients. As much as the middleman is in between, or however many middlemen are in between you and your end users, or if the only way you can reach your end users is through the middleman, your business is in a predicament right now, and you need to start fixing it immediately. You need to focus on fixing this issue as soon as possible, like yesterday. Direct connection to your end users. If all of your audience, whatever your audience is, you have to log into your Instagram account to get in touch with them, that's a middleman. Instagram is the middleman that controls your access to those users. And if you don't understand what that means, just imagine if Instagram deleted your account tomorrow, how do you contact those people? Well, exactly, you can't. Because they control your access to those people. You understand what I'm saying? Or if it's YouTube, or if it's any other platform, any platform that you don't own. If you don't own it and you don't control what's happening to it, then that middleman controls your access. And let me give you a quick little hint. If you're not paying for your access through that middleman, they control everything in your business. If you don't pay to use Instagram, that means Instagram can do whatever the hell they want, whenever they feel like it, to you, or in some way, or in a way that somehow affects you, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it because you're not paying them. So what say do you have? Zero. YouTube, same thing. Twitter, same thing. Facebook, same thing. So understand that middleman is valuable. Utilize the middleman. I use all of those platforms that I just mentioned. I use them every day, all of them. But understand that they're middlemen. So I make sure that I don't get too tangled up with the middleman, and I try to extricate as best I can my connection to my audience to make it as direct as possible to where I don't have to go through the middleman to make it. Now I still use the middleman because I know that's where people are. But I'm also working all the time in a slow drip fashion to get as many people as I can, and many of those end users, whoever they may be, whether you be a reader, a listener, a subscriber, a follower, or a customer, I'm trying to get around the middleman so I can just directly connect with you. Email, for example, is a direct connection. I own the email list. I pay to send emails. I pay for the access, and that list, every name, every email address, every phone number, every physical address on that list, I own it. It's mine. Nobody can tell me that I can't have it. It belongs to me 100% at all times. Hope you're reading between the lines of what I'm saying there. Listen to those other episodes where I talked about business so you understand this more deeply. Understand that for this to happen, for you to not have the middleman in between you and your audience or your clients or your customers, whatever phrase you give them, maybe is all of those, you have to connect with your people. You have to make connections with whomever your audience is. Talk to them, write to them, speak to them, show them who you are. This is all your brand and what allows you to eliminate the middleman. The more you make yourself stand out as a brand, that's one side of it. And the more you understand these concepts of taking full ownership of your business to where no middleman is in between you and your audience, that's what allows you to, first of all, eliminate the middleman and give you this ownership. All right, is the performance part of it, which is getting people to connect with you and know who you are and follow your stuff and like your stuff. That's 50% of the game. The other 50% of the game is understanding the science and the mechanics behind owning whatever audience you're going to have. And those are two completely different sciences. I bet is the best phrase I can think of off the top of my head right now. Point number 3. Today's topic is taking full ownership of your business. There's an author by the name of Mike Michalowicz. Last name is spelled Michalowicz. He wrote a book called Clockwork. Any of you who's in business, I suggest you go find this book and read it. And one of the things that Mike talks about in the book, he gives this 4-step process that is easy to remember when it comes to how your business is running. It is attract, convert, deliver, and collect. 4-step process. ACDC. Attract, convert, deliver, collect. That means for you to run a business, which means you're somehow exchanging some product, service, good for money, right? There are 4 things that you need to do. Step 1, you must attract, meaning get people to pay attention to you and come to wherever you're at. Secondly, convert. Convert means turn people from a browser to a buyer, or a looker to a subscriber, or from a inactive, just watching to actually doing something, taking action and engaging. That's the converting part. Getting people to actually do something, whatever it is you want them to do. The third thing is delivering. When you get people to do something, they're expecting to get something in exchange. We already understand this. If you do something, you're going to get something back. Nobody does something for nothing. You tell people, subscribe to my email list, give me your email address. They're not going to do it just to do it. All right, you got to give them something. Nobody's doing something for nothing. You tell people, give me $20. I'm not going to just give you $20. There's something that you're giving in exchange, whether you're giving them thanks, whether you're using, let's say, Patreon, and they're just supporting you every day. They're supporting what you're doing. They're not just supporting you just to support you. They're supporting you because you're giving them something. If you're giving them a book that you wrote and they're paying $20 for the book, there's something that you must deliver to people if they're giving you something. And the third thing is you collect, or the fourth thing rather is you collect. So sometimes you deliver first, then you get the money, and sometimes you collect first and then you deliver. But those are the 4 steps. Again, ACDC: attract, convert, deliver, collect. If your business is not going the way that you want it to go, there's something in these 4 steps that needs to be fixed. You're either not attracting enough people or not attracting the right people. You're not getting them to convert because maybe your offer, actually not maybe, but definitely your offer is not compelling to them. You're not delivering at a high enough level. Therefore, people are converting, but then they see that your delivery is not good and they stop coming back to you. Or you're just failing to collect, meaning this happens a lot of times with more brick and mortar businesses where they have purchase orders and things out. Let's say some contractor or supplier, maybe you are the contractor or supplier, and someone owes you money but they haven't paid yet and you're having trouble getting your invoices paid. This is the collection part that happens with most people. In e-commerce, usually people pay up front and then you deliver. So usually it's not a collection issue for people, it's a delivery issues. If your stuff sucks, then your customers don't become repeat customers, or you're not converting, meaning you're not able to make a sale or get a lead, or you're not attracting, means nobody's paying attention to you. Something is wrong in this 4-step process if your business is not going exactly as you want it to go, and it's costing you money every minute that you're not fixing it. So ask yourself, what part of my business is not working as well as it could be? The attraction, the conversion, the delivery, or the collection? The truth is, every single one of us is always and will always be working on at least one of these. Even if your business is going perfect, I would suggest you keep paying attention to these 4 steps, because just because something is going great today, remember the earth is always moving, times are always changing, and change is happening faster these days than it has ever happened in the past. So just because everything's working today doesn't mean it'll all be working next week. People's tastes change that quickly. So make sure you're always working on at least one of these. This is your business in 4 steps, pretty much. Again, the book is called Clockwork by Mike Michalowicz. Let's recap today's topic, which is taking ownership of your business. For all you brand builders, freelancers, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs who want to take control of what you're doing, even when it's not going how you want it to go, understand these points. Number 1, be wary of the middleman. Every app, every social media platform, any software that you use, even email, they're all middlemen. I'm not saying don't use them, because we all do, and they may be useful in certain circumstances, even required in other circumstances, but understand that if and when you do utilize a middleman, know clearly what purpose they're serving, why they're serving it, and how they're serving it, and know how and when you can get out of that deal if you need to. Notice that I said use the middleman, don't let the middleman use you. I talked about this in episode 1114 on how much social media matters to your business. If you are utilizing a middleman as a tool, do the job that you used it for and know how and when you can get away from it. Don't let the tool use you, you use it. Point number 2, create a direct connection to your end users. That's the world that we're in now, that you need to have this direct connection, because more and more platforms are popping up that has deluded some business people, some brands, into believing that their entire connection to their audience can be through this middleman. But understand that middleman can flip the script on you whenever he or she or it feels like it, and it's going to cost you when they flip that script. Trust me, anyone who's been in the marketing game or in the online business long enough knows that the script will flip at some point. And it's going to cost you if you are not prepared. So get prepared now. Please heed this warning, because I guarantee you it's coming. Show your audience who you are. Talk to them, write to them, speak to them. This is all about your brand, and the more direct connection you can get to your audience, and the better you can eliminate that middleman, the less you need the middleman, though you can still utilize it. Point number 3, Mike Michalowicz wrote a book called Clockwork, where he talked about this 4-step process that basically explains all of business. Number 1, attract. Number 2, convert. Number 3, deliver. Number 4, collect. If your business is not going exactly as you want it, there's something in this 4-step process that is off. Even if your business is going great, you should keep paying attention to this 4-step process. I guarantee you it's not just going to keep going great forever. So the truth is, we're always working on at least one of these. This is your business in 4 steps. On workonmygame.com, I have a book, or actually a bundle called The Business Bundle. That is the seller's mindset, 55 daily people skills, and 25 conversation starters. These are 3 books that are all about building rapport, communication, leadership, and of course, sales, that conversion part, and is all about the mindset of doing all this when it comes to conducting business, whether that is as a business owner or as a business professional, or maybe you're not quite sure what you want to do, but you know life is a business. Costs money to live, costs money to die, costs money to be born. So the business bundle is at workonmygame.com/biz, B-I-Z. So you get the business bundle, all 3 books, physical, digital, audio, shipped worldwide to your doorstep. Again, that's workonmygame.com/biz for the business bundle. Work on your game. Dre all